Otaku Clubhouse cast. My name is Akuma Soul, and today I am joined by Hawk Kaiser, the Final Brave,
How you doing?
and Mr. Bancho Gato Felix 656 Naughty Nightwear, the man who hates the entire world and seems to have a huge problem with everything going on in the VTube sphere.
Naughty Nightwear. Oh, don't call me by the alias. You'll get sued.
Sued?
Yeah.
I don't think that other people own your title name.
I mean, that's literally
Well, I think-
from Fallout.
I thought it was from that fucking campsite you used to work for.
No. And I told you that was an NDA. Goddamn. So
Jesus
so,
Christ.
Let's
so the entire world is continuing to catch fire, and further into this week we have seen a little bit more fire catch into, like I said, the VTuber sphere, or VTuber sphere, whatever. A bunch of BS going on with HoloLive EN, which is the English HoloLive group, which is mostly consisting of all those Cthulhu girls.
Yeah.
It seems like, as you know, everybody would expect, people had a problem with a bunch of cute anime girls going online and fucking being cute anime girls, because we can't have anything nice, I guess.
So, as to be expected when you introduce a popular thing to a huge new audience, there's always going to be people who either don't get it or they get it wrong. Like, what you're referring to is all these people who are like, oh man. Well, there's like 2 or 3 groups of people, right? There's the people who are like, what is this shit? I'm too old for this shit. What are you fucking losers doing? Why are you giving them money and not real streamers? Of course. There are the people who, we've glanced on this in the past, but who want to be in the crowd. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of fucking knockoffs and ripoffs and pretty shitty streamers trying to jump in on the fad, right? And then there are people who are going around talking about this encourages pedophilia because, like the shark girl Gargura, she's lowly and people are giving her money for saying weird stuff. It's just like, come on, bro.
It's like, don't people have time? Don't people think that maybe they should focus on like actual, real problems? I'm not gonna point any fingers.
Something that happened very recently that people were just, I know what you're talking about.
Well, that would assume that these people actually want to solve problems and they're not just using this as a way to shut down any potential competition that they have. But that would be intellectually dishonest, morally reprehensible. Surely they wouldn't do that.
I'll just say this. I'm surprised that people are so up in arms against the idea of these VTubers, and yet people also seem to have no problem with, God, I do not want to say this person's name again, with you-know-who, and, like, when all this person does is they lounge around, they show off their fucking butt, and they put on makeup and they pretend to fucking have a personality when they don't have a personality.
Well,
the person has no personality. They're pretty, but I don't know. Did any of these people who have these problems grow up watching these fucking Disney Channel movies and shit, where it's not all about the pretty person who seems to be really pretty but has no personality? Did none of y'all motherfuckers watch that?
Well, that's the problem, right? That's the first group I was describing. Let's call them jealous Nancys or jealous Janettes. I don't know a name that starts with J. Jealous Janets. And they're, because so much of streaming, right, is your appearance and your personality. And VTubers, especially the HoloLive girls, if you follow that along, they're all personality, right? So first of all, you can't compete with that because you're just a normal human being. Even if you exaggerate, you can't compete with somebody who was created to be like a fucking 5,000-year-old phoenix or a grim reaper or whatever the fuck. So you're at a they're basically characters at that point, and you're just you. Even if you're like fucking pro wrestling, like you tuned up to 11, you can't compete with that. And then there's the other camp of streamers, which, as we talked about, they are, you know, they show off their bodies or whatever, their assets, their the fact that they are, you know, maybe because they're attractive women, or maybe because they do something else. Like, I know Dr. Disrespect is an example of a streamer who is a character, and he has like the stupid fucking mullet wig and the mustache and the sunglasses, right? But you can't compete with cute anime girls. You just can't. You are being fucking replaced. Basically, you're being replaced, and you can either deal with that or you can get mad.
I hate to say this, but WWE is the one that really explains this perfectly. What WWE wants is characters, not gimmicks. And most of these streamers who are out there have gimmicks. And guess what their gimmick is? My butt, or my boobs, or my cute face. As opposed to most of these VTubers in HoloLive who are characters. I mean, sure, they have some of those as well, but they're fucking cute anime girl characters. So they all have these wacky, over-the-top personalities that draw people to them. Why don't you guys, and this is going to sound kind of mean, go get a fucking personality. It would be more interesting. People might enjoy your stuff.
No, I deserve $1,000 in my first hour streaming. No. Why? Because...
Because I bent over to pick up my cat, and you can see my white pants in my fucking streamer chair.
That's what I'm saying, that they're trying to demonize it because it's fucking with their profit margins, fucking with their money, because they know that they can't compete with it. And instead of just doing what they're supposed to be doing and doing that, the best way that they can do it, they're gonna try to fucking cut HoloLive out at the knees. And this is not a fucking simp for HoloLive. I think that shit's fucking gay, dude. I watch that shit.
Gay?
Not gay in the sense of homosexual, but it's gay in the sense that you're sitting there watching a bitch pretend to be a fucking anime girl for 3 hours, and you fucking sitting there with your goddamn mom's credit card sitting there. Oh, she said poop. $30. I can't pay my rent, but I can fucking send this money to this fucking fake anime bitch. Fuck off, dude. But at the very least, they gotta come up with their own material,
Yeah.
They're not just putting their fucking ass out there and like fucking strutting around with butt floss on,
I mean, they can do that, but not when they stream. They have to have, what are those things called? MMDs made, so...
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Over it.
Okay.
Just like I said, just fucking... I'm not going to get too much further into it. Yeah, I'm just not going to get it. I'm not going to get any further into it.
The last thing I'll say on that topic actually is don't buy the imitation brand. The brand name gives you what you need, what you want. Bro, don't get these little ripoffs.
Yeah, and don't just get mad the fact that you're not making as much money with your Twitch revenue and suddenly start commissioning to get your...
Stop it! Shut up! Shut up!
Look. And fuck the people who are defending that. I'm just saying. Anyway. Simp for somebody else. Fucking find something else to do with your fucking time. Anyway. So this week we did finally, after what feels like... When did they fucking announce it? But anyway, what feels like maybe almost a year, I feel like now?
Bro, the reveal stream was only like 2 months ago. It just feels like a long time because this is 2020.
Time dilation.
Maybe. Well, back when they announced the PlayStation 4 back in 1994, they finally got around to announcing the actual price of it.
Yeah, they did it at the same time, right? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So, it is going to be, if I actually should have the thing up in front of me before I say this. Make noise while I find this.
Whoa!
I believe the digital version is $4.99. No, I'm
No.
sorry, $3.99. And the version of the we're talking about the PS5.
Yes, the
The
PlayStation
digital
5.
version of the PS5 is $3.99, $400. The actual game console, no digital only bullshit. You get a disc drive so you can own your games. It's $500.
You still don't own the
499.
games.
It's trash if you
Trash.
buy the digital version.
Oh,
Nobody's gonna buy that. If you buy that,
bro, you
part of the
already
fucking
know
problem.
there's gonna be
Well, so
17,000
here's the thing.
parents who are gonna buy the cheap version, and then they're gonna buy physical games for their little Timmies.
I mean,
Well,
that's
here's the
gonna
thing,
happen,
right?
but it's. I
There's
would
a
like
lot
to
more
think
people.
that parents
No,
are a little bit more
no,
knowledgeable nowadays.
no,
I know
no,
for a fact that shit
no.
would have happened to me as a kid.
That shit will still happen. I guarantee you.
So here's the thing, though. A lot of people have been talking about the fact that, oh, I think I'm going to get the discless version because it's cheaper and, I have too much stuff. And, I'm sick of getting physical media. There's been more of a blitz to get rid of physical media, especially by other people in the video games industry and by people who are just consumers of video games. My natural problem with that has always and will always be the fact that you can't trust game publishers to let you actually get those games back later.
See,
Yeah.
here's what I believe they should do, which would be like a happy medium, but what they probably won't do because it's more work, is that just in case there are people who still want to buy physical games, I think they should do like they did when the Vita came out. Does anybody remember the Vita? PlayStation Vita? Hello, yes. Is include a digital download in every case. So that way you can have your digital game and you can also have your physical disc. Does anybody remember the Vita? Hello?
With that bullshit.
So another thing that was actually glossed over, and I don't think anybody really brought it up or brought it to anyone's attention, is the fact that games are going to cost more now.
I really want
Why?
to push back on this, dude.
You heard about this?
Certain games, like let's just say
No, I'll just run down the list real quick because I'm actually looking at it right now. Demon's Souls, $69.99. Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. They have a typo here. It says Miles Morales. Ultimate Edition, $69.99.
Bro, I can't do it.
no. Listen, Hawkwing.
And there's actually an EA game. I forget which one. I think it's NBA 2K21.
Yes,
is going to be $69.99.
now if you pay
Video games
$70
are
for a
now-
fucking yearly fucking sports game, you deserve to lose that money. But I think we talked about this on a podcast before, is that certain publishers are going to go ahead and up the price of next gen games because we're just not making a profit. I don't understand. We spend $500 million on advertising and we just go over budget every time. I guess we got to make games more expensive.
See, this is why I think that's stupid. Because, okay, so the idea is that video games cost more to make now, right?
Yes.
But video games over the course of the last 10 years have made at least 10 times what they used to.
Yes. But
So yes, it maybe costs twice as much to make a game now, but you're also making 10 times as much money.
It's because their advertising budget is too fucking high.
Well, even with that, you're still making so much more. Like, video games are currently the highest earning entertainment in the world. Like, more than movies, more than television, more than sports, I think. Like, video games make so much more than all that. Where's all this money going?
I'm telling you,
I know where it's going. It's in Bobby Kotick's pocket.
The money that they're supposedly using to create games, a lot of it goes to advertisement. Like, I'm pretty sure that Activision puts aside a couple $1 billion to do Super Bowl commercials every year. Don't ask why. Don't fucking ask why. Another one is that mocap costs a lot, and all these companies want to do super hyper graphics. We can mocap these so we could get these exact animations. It's so realistic. Even though most gamers want unrealistic shit, we want double jumps and we want, super cartwheels, right? And the third thing that is like an underrated cost is voice acting. Voice acting, you basically hire every single voice actor. You pay them like a decent amount. Uh, I need to look that up. I need to look up how much a video game voice actor gets paid. It's probably not hourly, but it probably is like every day you get paid or whatever the session goes.
I think I remember reading from what's his name, Patrick Stites.
Yeah, Ragnar.
Yeah, I think I remember him talking about it, and it's like you do get paid like for that day.
Right. So voice acting, especially when games nowadays want to have everything voice acted, they want to have a whole bunch of, fucking union approved big names in the voice acting industry. And the union forces them to like pay them a lot, all that shit. And the bigger your game is, the more voice acting you have, the more music you want to license, even the more, other stuff you want to license, that contributes to the cost of video games too. But for some reason, some little dumb reason, which I don't know why you don't understand, it's like shitty little games like Fall Guys with little jelly beans get billions of fucking dollars and they don't even try. While you guys spend millions of dollars and you're like, oh, well, so we just have no choice. We have to exploit the consumers more. And is this going to get rid of paid online? No. Is this going to get rid of fucking microtransactions? No. Is this going to get rid of fucking overpriced cosmetics? No. So
no, it's just they're just going to keep climbing because at the end of the day, it's not that there's no such thing as having enough money. They want all of the money.
That's why it really is up to the fucking consumers to stop just mindlessly consuming. Just push back on this shit.
Like do like what happened with the WWE games. Fucking like the whole reason that they had to change their business strategy with that was because oh shit, nobody's buying this game. Oh shit, it's really bad. Oh shit, people really don't like this. So they actually had to listen to the fucking people for once. That's what happens when, you vote with your wallet. You vote with other things. You don't just fucking consume product.
Yeah, I mean, but, this is a bit of a fruitless conversation. We will see what will happen. But as far as we went on a bit of a tangent. As far as the pricing of the PlayStation 5 goes, I think they kept it competitive with the Xbox Series X. They could have undercut them. It's possible that they were going to cost more and they had to match the price. So I don't know what the plan is with cocky Sony. But as we go down the list, we will soon find that our predictions were not totally on the what did we say the other time? Like the last time we talked about the prices, we were like, "Oh, they're gonna overcharge. And then they're not gonna have anything, right? Bullshit like that."
Yeah, but no, they turned out. It turned out pretty okay.
Right.
I mean, the Xbox Series S costs less than the discless version of the PlayStation 5.
But
that's true.
But I think if you buy the Xbox Series S, you're a fucking fool. I think it's gonna be trash. It's not gonna have any storage space. It's gonna be loud as fuck.
They said that you can upgrade things on the Series S.
Man, I don't know, bro. But enough.
It's still a lot of secrecy behind it, and it's coming out in
November.
Months. Yeah. I think that's kind of fucked up. I think that is really wild how pre-orders are selling out already. Just to fucking hyper consume.
Oh yeah, there is there is scarcity, Why did they never learn, bro? The same thing happened for the PlayStation 4. Like, they couldn't keep up with the demands of the pre-orders. Cocky Sony bros.
Well, to be fair, it's like the 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 amount of PlayStation 5s this time, it's kind of due to the fact that the virus is happening and production has to be pretty difficult, because I know that for sure, like, some of those parts do come from, like, China.
Yes.
So naturally it's going to be a bit more difficult and cost a bit more to produce these things. So I don't know. I can kind of understand it this time.
All I can say is I feel really bad for anybody who has to work in the delivery industry this holiday season.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about some of the games that were revealed at the Sony press conference. It wasn't even technically a Sony PlayStation experience, was it? It was just like a reveal.
It was just, yeah.
I honestly think that was a really good idea, just to, not do their fake Nintendo Directs like they used
to.
Jeff
Keighley.
Yeah. Well, Keighley got in all of his tweets afterwards. So, Final Fantasy 16 was revealed. I am not a Final Fantasy guy. This one looks like... what did we compare it to, Felix? It was something like...
Western... it was like Nega, opposite universe, Dark Souls. Because it's like... Well, no, I guess it is just Dark Souls with a more anime aesthetic. And I was out of line. I was like, whoa, why are they doing this fucking this Toodaloo shit? But then I had to. The first like 5 Final Fantasy games were basically like this, but this one is like fully realized in 3D. So, and it was definitely, it had Realm Reborn aesthetic vibes to it. Final Fantasy 14. There are too many Final Fantasy games, bro.
It was definitely more. It was definitely more fantasy than the last one.
Yes, right.
Which was kind of like urban.
Niggas getting in cars and going on road trips and getting pulled over by the police.
Noctis just gets out of the car and they fucking grab Gladiolus and they just hold him down.
Noctis pulls on his fucking Kingdom Hearts hoodie and he's like, oh wait, I wasn't supposed to reveal that.
You got anything to say about that, Hawkeyser? I know you're not like a big Final Fantasy guy.
I mean, not really. It's Final Fantasy is one of those games that's, it's always been around, but I have a tenuous grasp at best of, the stories, and I play Kingdom Hearts and, obviously Final Fantasy characters in that. I will say that the game did not look like the Final Fantasy games that I have in my brain, I'm thinking of turn-based combat and shit like that, but apparently they've been moving away from that.
Yeah, mostly. The last Final Fantasy being 15, that one was definitely... I don't even know if calling it like active time battles is correct.
This one looks a little more like what they wanted the past few games to look like. Like they wanted 13 and 15 to be like real time, like everything happening at the same time and you have more control. But this one actually looks like they managed to do that in the gameplay. So,
yeah. Like I said, I'm just not a big Final Fantasy guy. I was waiting for some other stuff. But they also announced... Well, no, they didn't announce it. They just showed off some gameplay for Miles Morales Spider-Man. Which... Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man, but he has electric powers. Whoa! And he's black, so there's black music.
Of course they have all of your necessary hip-hop for Miles' combat and whatever else. Because... of course, why wouldn't they?
And they have the, what did we call them? The fucking neon fucking cyberpunk thugs?
The same ones that probably, I'm just not thinking about it, appeared in Infamous or something.
Kind of like the ones from Infamous.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the game looks good. It's Spider-Man. If you played like the Spider-Man on PS4, it looks like that, just a little bit more particle effects.
In the vertical slice they showed, he did the thing. He did the Spider-Man 2 thing. You seen that movie? No, I'm the only one to see that movie.
Yes, I've seen Spider-Man 2. I've seen Spider-Man 2 at this point in so many other Spider-Man products that it gets on my nerves.
Oh, look how strong he is. His big muscles.
It's like I like that moment in Spider-Man 2. I think everybody does. Well, no, what am I talking about? Clearly everyone does, because they keep putting it in every Spider-Man thing.
They should put fucking Spider-Man making out with some bitch upside down and everything too, but they don't.
They do. They do.
They did, but they...
And it's always silly.
Yes.
Let's see what else. Hogwarts Legacy. If you're a Harry Potter fan, good for you.
If you're a supporter of J.K. Rowling, well, you are... I don't care. They actually had to tweet that J.K. Rowling's not involved in this shit. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, because she keeps doing... Like, there has never been another creator that is so high up that every single time they tweet, you're just like, please shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Oh, man. People...
Like, there are so many people who used to fully support her that every time that she tweets now, they're just like, JK, can you just shut up?
Stop it! Stop her! You could just, like, block her. You could just, like, not follow her. No, I can't do that. Then I wouldn't be able to talk to her.
Her new fucking book, too.
Mm.
Like, I'll say this. I think JK, I think you are petty.
Petty rich white woman. What a dangerous combination.
Let's see what else. COD Black Ops Cold War.
That
the gameplay was cheesy.
Typical trailer shit, man. I think at this point with Call of Duty trailers, you gotta watch like the actual gameplay.
You mean the guy walking around looking at all the scenery? Double check the gun.
Slow panning up and around. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Who plays the game like that? Nobody.
Well, the good news is...
somebody put a lot of work into that skybox, kid.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'll appreciate that it's not like turning into a hellscape every 5 minutes, but I'm not going to sit there and fucking stare at it. God. At least the fucking multiplayer alpha is going to be out this weekend.
And I know it actually is out. I played it earlier today. And maybe I can go more in depth into it like after I play some more. I only play like 2 matches. It feels like Black Ops 1. The game is like not good looking. I'm not going to say not good looking, but it's just like when you compare it directly to Modern Warfare, which just came out last year, it's a very obvious downgrade. And I think that's because the game they were planning to make couldn't be made because of coronavirus. So they just had Treyarch. So it couldn't be made because of Kung Flu. So they that's worse. So they just had Treyarch throw this together. But I don't know. It feels good. The snipers are overpowered.
They've been tripping on that fucking camping shit for so long. I really want this game to be good.
Oh, there's no doors. There's no doors. There's no mounting. Right?
Okay.
Wait, what? There's no doors.
There's no doors and there's no mounting.
Well, I don't want to get too far into this, but fucking doors are the bane of Call of Duty Modern Warfare's existence. They just encourage campy behavior.
Open up a door, walk in, close the door, aim at the door with your shotgun. Yeah, it's bad, but
look here, listen, look here, listen.
Stop.
Stop.
Be silent.
So we had Resident Evil 8, also known as that trailer.
I'm happy that the trailer for Resident Evil Village looked fucking better this time than it did last time, because last time apparently it just wasn't running. The trailer wasn't running good.
Yeah.
Like, there were frame drops in the trailer, so it's like, oh, that's not nice. But also the fact that they keep showing, like, Resident Evil Village, and then
it's not a surprise anymore.
And then, like, yeah, like the I, the V and the I and the two L's just change into like the 8, and it's like, we already know what this fucking game is. You're not clever. Fucking go away.
I think Resident Evil just might not be for me no more. I don't like the first person shit. I don't like the...
You only like 5?
No, it's not that I only like 5. I like Remake. I like Resident Evil 2. I like Resident Evil 5. I like Resident Evil...
Okay.
I like what I've played of 6. But I don't like
the first person direction.
It feels like a different genre.
It is. I mean, I think that was the intent. I think they were like, zombie games are getting old. What's popular right now? PT? Well, yeah, let's make a game based on PT. Well, PT got discontinued. Shit.
Then we're the only one in the market. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It actually worked out for
like
them.
it.
Yeah, it worked out.
People fucking loved it, but when I see characters that I like who look like absolute bitch ass niggas now, it's like, what the fuck happened?
The name's
My nigga Chris was out there hitting these gems like he won't nobody business. This nigga was ready to fight, bro. And then he shows up in 7. He looks like a fucking math teacher.
But then he shows up in 8 and he's swole again.
He's not swole. He's like fat mode, dude. He looks like, like those linebackers and shit, linemen who retire and then they get super fucking fat. That's how he looks.
I don't know. I got to see more. I got to see actual gameplay and not like trailer stuff. But okay. Speaking of trailer stuff, there was a really elaborate trailer for the game Deathloop, which is made by the guys who made Dishonored. Dishonored? No, not Dishonored. Yeah, Dishonored. I was thinking of
Jesus.
No, I was thinking of fucking For Glory. For Glory? No.
For Honor.
For Honor. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
I keep gaffing, dude.
Take your fucking...
I should run for president at this rate. A really elaborate one. I said to these two, this game kind of feels like blaxploitation. I don't know where they're going with this.
Well, I don't know. I look at Deathloop and honestly, like, my brain is just like, I don't really care. Because it feels like it's too much in the middle of being like a slow first-person shooter and like an over-the-top Doom style first-person shooter, and it's not like anything really interesting. The most interesting thing about it really feels like the fact that they have the time travel and
I think that
appears to be black.
I think that is the upsell of the game, is that you're basically Subaru, you're fucking Bill Murray, your shit keeps starting over, and you gotta like find the most optimal path, which I guess, I don't know, I'm not into it, but I think it could be interesting. That's all I can say about that.
Some people might be. I'm definitely not one of those people either. Something that I think we were all more interested in, Devil May Cry 5 Virgil Edition.
Bro, Devil May Cry 5 finally came out.
Yeah. It only took them how many years? A year and a half. Beta.
Thanks for beta testing, you fucking losers.
That's how we felt at first, bro. But then
that's how I still feel a little bit.
Yeah, I guess.
Hold on, wait, no, I still feel it like that way a lot. Man, I played this garbage. All right. Okay.
Garbage.
Let me explain myself. All right, Devil May Cry 5. I love the game. Okay, even with things that I consider flaws, like V's entire existence. Okay, it's still a good game. But clearly, I want to play as Virgil. Everybody wants to play as Virgil. Everybody likes Virgil. You know, and Virgil had assets. He has, for some reason, they make it so you can change his costume, but you just change it in the final boss. It's stupid. It makes no sense. You can't play as him. Clearly, they had plans for him to be in the game. So when they
Yes.
come out with this trailer for special edition, after the initial wow, oh my god, virtual dimension cut, it's like I paid $60 already. Why the fuck am
Yeah.
I buying a special edition this early?
Yeah. At first, it almost seemed like it was only coming to PS5, and anybody who already bought the vanilla version of the game got fucking gypped, right? But then, thankfully, niggas at Capcom weren't tripping this time, and they were like, "No, no, no! This special edition is going to be DLC for anybody who owns the game." So hallelujah, except PC players. PC players don't get shit. They don't
Well,
get.
I think they still get Virgil, but
They
they
still
don't
get
get
virtual,
the
but they don't
special
get. Yeah, they
edition.
don't get the fucking. They don't get that upgraded
Legendary.
features, right?
They don't get Legendary Dark
Black
Knight.
Knight
They
is
don't get
Yeah. And why?
Turbo
Is it
mode.
because they can? It's because they're angry at them for modding multiplayer in the game. Because that's what it feels like, bro. It's like, oh, how dare you put out a playable virtual mod? We're gonna fucking sell that to you, you piece of shit.
Well, like, all in all, it's a good upgrade, and I think that they said it's only gonna run like $5 for the upgrade for the DLC.
I mean,
which is good.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if they had charged more, like if they had charged like up to like $20, like, and I'm sure that there are plenty of fucking publishers who would have done that, like $20 easy. But if they had actually charged somewhere like that, that would have been fucking disgusting.
Honestly, I'm in the camp that like $14.99 would have been reasonable. I wouldn't have liked it, but I'm like, yeah, $14.99, but $20 for just like a character and like some extra stuff is just like, come on, bro. It is Capcom we're talking about, which is why I'm surprised that we were pretty fucking salty over Capcom being like, stay tuned for announcements in February, and it was just like, oh, DMC3 Special Edition for the Switch. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, read the room, bro. That felt like forever
they still
ago,
aren't
dude.
putting. They still didn't put co-op Bloody Palace in, so
maybe that will
don't
come
stroke
down
these
the line.
niggas off too hard.
Maybe that will
Yeah,
come.
maybe they'll do it. Maybe that's something that'll end up coming out, and they just haven't announced it yet. Like the game, I don't know when the release date for it is, but I'm pretty sure it's far enough off that.
Well,
they
no,
might
it's
be
in
working.
November.
Well,
it comes
for
out
the,
with the
for the
PS5.
PlayStation
It's a launch
5,
title
yeah.
on PS5.
No, it's going to be timed exclusive for the PS5, but the DLC will come at a later date.
But it's on launch. It's gonna be on PS5.
We get it.
Let's see. I don't know what. There's not really too much to really talk about, but Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Why was that a focus? Whatever.
Because Five Nights at Freddy's
love that
is popular.
shit, dude.
You want to feel old?
Kids love Five Nights.
You want to feel old? If you were like a 12-year-old kid and Five Nights at Freddy's came out, you would be an 18-year-old adult now.
That's crazy. Chill, because I think my nephew was like that old. Oh, fuck.
And then there was Demon's Souls remake. They showed the tutorial level, and shit looked great. It looked amazing. The game looks great, bro. I've never been excited for a remake like this. Like, I know a lot of people felt this way about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, I heard the music and I started crying. But me, man, when I see this shit, bro, like Demon's Souls was the thing. It's like one of the first games I got on my PS3. Not the first. The first game was Sonic Unleashed.
For you.
And then I also got Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and I got Uncharted 1. And that probably
say Uncharted unreleased.
Uncharted unreleased. But these guys know that probably shaped a lot of what I liked on the PS3. Demon's Souls. I don't know. I do know. Here's where I heard of Demon's Souls, right? I was watching G4 TV on demand, and they had a little segment called The First 15 that was exclusively on their website and on like the cable box, the satellite, whatever. And they showed the first 15 minutes of a game. They showed Demon's Souls, and I'm like, yeah, I haven't played an RPG in a while. Wow, this looks interesting. And that's what got me hooked. So thank you, G4 TV, for ruining my life.
I mean, that's not why they ruined your life. They ruined your life by making you fall in love with Morgan Webb.
Jeez.
Bro.
What a
Stop the
fucking
personal attacks. It looks great.
We got another thing to talk about, but I just want to jump straight down into God of War Ragnarok.
God of War 4.
They didn't really show too much about God of War Ragnarok, aside from the fact that it's being worked on, which, duh.
It's allegedly coming out next year? Allegedly?
Yeah. Obviously, because it's called Ragnarok, and where they're at in the God of War franchise, it's going to be Kratos probably killing Thor and the fucking...
Fighting against Odin and maybe the wolf. What are the wolf's names? The ones that will eat the moon and the sun. And
Fenrir?
Fenrir is the sun one. And there's... Yeah.
Fenrir, those are Loki's kids?
No.
No, those are Loki's kids. Fenrir, Sleipnir, and Jörmungand.
What? Oh, yeah, you're right. Man,
because you got to remember, he turned into like a horse and then got fucked and then gave birth.
Norse mythology is almost as weird as Greek mythology.
All those mythologies are weird. Most of those, somebody mentioned those. Most of those are written almost in like mocking terms because of how people actually viewed like higher society. Like they were just so frivolous with everything that they would do, that they would literally just do completely nonsensical things just because they felt like it, like, i.e., just get fucked by a horse.
Or, in Greek mythology, that nigga Zeus is like, oh, that girl looks hot. Let me turn into a fucking bull and just rape her. But yeah.
The PlayStation Plus collection,
That's actually confirmed. A very big plus on the PS5.
Yeah, I was not expecting something like that from arrogant Sony.
Well, it's really the fact that they have to compete with the Microsoft Game Pass thing.
Yes.
Because the Microsoft Game Pass, the way that I'm to understand it works, is that you would get this Game Pass, and every once in a while, with certain games, when they come out, as soon as they come out, bam, they're on the Game Pass as well. So you pay like, I don't know, I think it's like $10 or $15 a month, and like whenever those games come out, you can like instantly download them and play them so long as you're on. So that's kind of like if, say, you had with PlayStation Plus, you could just play, I don't know,
there's a whole bunch of a whole bunch of games that came out for free on PlayStation Plus. You'll just have access to with your PS5. Well, you have to pay for PlayStation Plus still, but I don't know. It seems worth it. Finally, it seems worth it.
No, it absolutely seems worth it. It seems like a great deal.
And this is why competition is important. And this is why you shouldn't want one of the companies to just utterly fucking drop the ball like Microsoft did last generation. Because then, Sony can get in and they have no competition and can do whatever they want. And we felt the fucking consequences of that. Definitely.
Yeah. Especially if you ever need to look at what happens when console makers start getting arrogant, look at early PS3, look at post Wii Nintendo, look at Microsoft post Xbox 360. Like those are all of those are what happens when these console makers end up getting fucking arrogant.
Look what happened to Sega.
Yeah, look what happened to fucking Sega.
Well, I don't think they were confident. I think somebody was doing like lines of coke off of the fucking assistant's ass every time.
They had the Sonic tattoo on it.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Yusuke comes into the room. And he's like, I have this great idea. Shenmue is going to be a 16-part epic.
The other thing that happened this week, which happened the next day after the PlayStation 5 thing was well, you know, Nintendo Directs, they say, hey, we're gonna have one tomorrow, and you're like, oh fuck, shit.
No, I don't have any vacation time. I gotta watch it.
So this one was a partner showcase.
Stop repeating what I said.
Yes. Go ahead.
No,
Jesus.
Bad joke.
Anyway, the first thing they showed was Monster Hunter Rise, and that was probably the most interesting thing that they showed.
So it seems to be
I will contest that, but I will contest that later.
Yeah, it seems to be like an action RPG spinoff of Monster Hunter, which, you know, if you play the game, it's arguably an RPG, but arguably not, because you don't actually improve the stats of yourself, but you get better equipment. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It looks good. It looks good, but as of somebody who just got back into Monster Hunter with World and Iceborne, it feels so far separated from that.
Well, it's I don't think it's meant to be
It's
like
a
mainline replacement.
It's more of an action game, like I said.
Yeah, it's like a side game. It's something that you play after you finish doing all of the content and world. You know,
and it has a new species.
Monster Hunter is.
Yeah, it has a new species of monster that's like a little dog that looks just like what's the name of the dog from Tales of Vesperia?
It looks exactly like Repede.
Repede.
Like, legitimately, when I was watching the trailer and I saw the dog running, because all I saw was the blue fur and the white fur and the tail, I thought, like, immediately, I was like, what the fuck, is that Repede? And I thought it was about to be something for fucking Vesperia, and then they were like, Capcom, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
So, yeah.
And then I saw the dog up front, and I was like, so you mean this blue dog with gray fur that uses knives and swords and this long tail? Are you saying...
Winks at the camera.
You cannot tell me that that was by mistake. There is no way that they made that character and didn't... Or they made that species of dog in Monster Hunter and didn't even realize once that that looks exactly... Well, not exactly, but a lot like Repede.
Well, you could argue that, surprised. Like, in the first place, the palicos, the little cat guys who follow you around, are rip-offs of something else, and so it is what it is. You know, I highly doubt they're going to get in any trouble for that. If anything, Namco's going to be like, "Wow, that's a cool reference."
Yeah, Namco. No, it's no fucking big deal. It's just like I saw that and I was like, that is just Repede.
Yeah. So you ride around on these dogs as a form of transportation, and I don't know. We'll see more when they show more. It's supposed to come out next year,
March.
Mm-hmm. Then they also show Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is like straight up an alternate universe to Monster Hunter, kind of like the anime, where the monsters are more friendly towards humans.
There was a Monster Hunter anime?
Yes.
Yes, Monster Hunter Stories anime.
Yes. And this is Stories too.
Basically, yeah, from my understanding, Monster Hunter Stories is basically people who really like the monsters, specifically the monsters, and for the younger demographic that like the monsters. So they kind of sort of made it into like Monster Hunter Pokemon.
Yeah. And it's very shonen.
Yeah, it's all making friends with like Rathaloses and shit, and you know you get to ride them around and do cool stuff with them. It's just like it's Pokemon. It's just Monster Hunter Pokemon
instead of fucking doming them with a fucking hammer,
beating the shit out of them, capturing them wings. When you cut their tails off. Fucking studying them and then forcing them to fight in the gladiator pits. Yeah, it's a little nicer, yes.
Shout outs to my niggas at Peter.
I don't think you should ever say that. But, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Monster Hunter, and I'm probably not going to really get into Monster Hunter Stories 2. I think that it looked good. It kind of looked like a cross between Genshin Impact and Breath of the Wild art style wise.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just not a big fan of Monster Hunter or Monster Hunter stories.
But what you are a big fan of was the next announcement, which seemingly came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like this is what I was talking about a little bit ago when I said I will contest it, because right in the middle of this fucking direct, they announced Disgaea 6.
I sleep.
I like, you can ask fucking Felix. Like, as soon as this got announced, I was fucking flipping out. Like, I was so fucking happy.
Yeah.
Because number one, I didn't think that there was going to be a Disgaea 6 for a little while. Like, I was kind of worried that with like the last few Disgaeas that they weren't doing super great. But then I remembered that there was a article that was written that like Disgaea 5, when it had gotten released on the Switch, they were like, wow, this did way better than we thought it would. Then they released Disgaea 4 on the Switch, and they were like, oh my god, this did really good too.
Yeah, and then they re-released 4 complete and 5 complete on the PS5, on the PS4 recently, and I think that led to a resurgence in sales. And yeah, I think that the series is back now, but
yeah,
it is in 3D now, which kind of throws me off.
Yeah, that's been the thing that a lot of people said. My assumption is the fact that it's easier to
definitely make. It's way cheaper to make a 3D model than to make all these sprites. 100%.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a soul.
Yeah, it doesn't have the soul. God damn it, no.
But they'll have 3D Etna.
That's worse. 3D Etna.
No, it's not.
3D Etna will never fucking hold up to the sprite. It will never hold up. I'm telling you.
Bro, I'm just saying, I don't condone what these niggas saying about.
Bro, what are you talking about? Etna is 1,847 years old.
I'm just saying, I'm not a part of this. This is y'all niggas. I'm not out here on this fuck shit like y'all.
Yet again, they are focusing on the wrong thing with Disgaea. They're like, I know Disgaea as a franchise is like a parody of RPGs, so like, oh man, you could get a super high level and you could do billions of damage, but like at the end of the day, the main content of the game, you're going to be like reasonably leveled. It's going to be like a funny, story, right? And you're gonna enjoy it for that. You're probably not gonna do all the extra hours to grind up your super max stats, right? But another thing is, this is apparently exclusive to the Switch. Another reason to get a Switch if you don't have one already. I think that is kind of a bad move, because the games do well when they're on multiple systems. But we'll see if this is like time exclusivity. Hopefully it is. And other than that,
most likely,
yeah.
I would assume that it's going to be. I would assume that it's going to be timed exclusive. Like, I can't see that like they would completely abandon the PlayStation or other consoles just because they started getting like decent sales on the Switch. But it is exclusive, at least as far as I know.
I just remembered that another part of the Disgaea resurgence and popularity was that they did PC ports for Disgaea 1 and 2. So, hopefully they'll release 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 on the PC as well. And they'll release 6 on the PlayStation. We'll see.
What else did they announce? Or they showed off more of.
They showed off more. They showed off
Wonderland.
something. Actually, they showed off something after Disgaea 6, but it was like,
that shit was fucking shovelware, dude.
Yeah.
That was goddamn Mafia
why
City.
are you here?
Why
are you here with the rest of your peers? Get out of here.
But I think the only other like huge highlight was Balan Wonderland, which I hate to say this, but it really does just feel like a fake Billy Hatcher, fake Sonic.
I think that is the point.
It just doesn't have a soul, though,
man. It has the soul. It just look. You're not gonna get a sequel to Billy Hatcher. You're not gonna get another fucking Super Monkey Ball. But what you will get are these games, and what a bunch of kids who've never even heard of the games we were talking about are going to experience this, and who knows? Maybe they'll like it. Maybe they'll be like, "Wow, what a great aesthetic. I wish they made more games like that." That's ultimately the objective when you make these kind of spiritual successors, right?
And
I've got to
that is fucking killing my vibe, dude. I'm supposed to be the main the main
Sega kid.
demographic for every game, dude. For every
So,
Sega game. What
sorry,
happened? What
sorry,
happened?
you got too old, kid.
Yeah, Balan Wonderland though it very much. The only problem I feel is I worry that it might be too simple.
Eh,
Like I worry that it might be too simple of a game to really hold like the attention of anybody around our age now.
I mean, I think that actually happened to Digimon World. Like the latest Digimon World game was so fucking simple. I bought it on mistake. I bought it because like, oh, new Digimon game. It's like $10 on sale. Let me buy that shit. I went to play it. I'm like, this. What is this? This is like the fucking Ys games, bro. You're not even playing them. They just play themselves. Like Ys 1 and 2, the fucking bumper car shit. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. But maybe this will do well. Maybe there are people out there our age, our demographic, who are not very mechanically adept. So
Maybe, like I said, I'm looking forward to it to some degree, but that's mostly because I really like Billy Hatcher and stuff like that. But last thing is Rune Factory 5. I not me. I'm not a big fan of Rune Factory. Felix, you know more about Rune Factory than me, right?
yeah, I love Room Factory. Well, actually, funny thing is, don't if you're gonna play Room Factory, don't play them all. Like, cause they are very, very extremely similar. Like the first three, it's just like, hey, you're a stranger who washed up on this weird village, and then they do the same fucking introduction. Oh wow, you gotta fight this monster. Oh, you gotta plant this crop. Like if you play those games back to back, you absolutely burn out. But then Room Factory 3, or Room Factory 4, I should say, on the 3DS. That's one thing I'll bring up later. Room Factory on the 4 on the 3DS was a lot of people's first time playing that franchise. So if you have a 3DS or you have another means of playing a 3DS game, wink wink, I would suggest you try that out, see how you like it. I really like it. I like the series. It's like the Harvest Moon. I'm putting air quotes around Harvest Moon slash Story of Seasons games, but it also has like some RPG elements to it, and it has like dating sim elements as well if you're into that type of thing.
No, I've never played those, but yeah, that's really about it for
Well,
all of
I think
what.
that Harvest Moon and Rune Factory all have a place in you know current gaming. Is nice, relaxing little game from what I
Yeah,
hear. It's not hot
people.
blooded fucking
Yeah,
getting your heart racing. It's
people
a little Second
liked.
Life sort of game.
What was that game called? It was the fake farming one, not fake farming. It was Stardew Valley. People like Stardew Valley. People like Minecraft, obviously. So there is Dragon Quest Builders. There is room for this farming shit. The life simulator shit. It's like a very hyper focused Sims game without any woohooing.
That's a good way of putting it.
So they showed some of it, and it's delayed, but that's very obviously because of the cough, the big cough. Uh,
Uh, it's better for them to delay it than to rush it out and
yeah.
have it be just complete dog shit.
The final thing to wrap up this podcast that I just remembered is that the 3DS has officially been discontinued by Nintendo.
Press S to spit on the grave of the 3DS.
Pew, pew.
Fuck the 3DS. Trash, nigga, trash.
The 3DS, you know, had one of the best game libraries of any console, right? But I just feel like the console itself was severely overrated. And a lot of fucking games ended up going on 3DS instead of, to a big boy Nintendo console or, whatever.
The fucking Wii U, the console that was
the
absolutely
Wii U
starved
suffered.
for games.
Yeah, yes.
I actually kind of don't agree. I don't agree with that. Just because, number one, the Wii U the games wouldn't have saved it. Number two, the 3DS is what actually saved a bunch of franchises in America, i.e. Fire Emblem.
I mean,
like Fire Emblem quite literally didn't have a place in America until they just decided to swing with Awakening and they fucking hit gold.
Bro, I know that the game came out on the 3DS, but I think it's the game that saved the franchise and not the console.
I feel like if it came out on the Wii U, it wouldn't have fucking like they wouldn't have been like, yeah, this is the one, we're gonna keep it.
I feel like if anything came out on the Wii U, the Wii U was starved for franchises because they were like, oh, the 3DS, well, we sold so well, we have to keep putting our main heavy hitters on the 3DS. And I think the Wii U suffered. It obviously suffered because of fucking naming convention. Because people didn't know if it was a fucking new console or if it was a fucking add-on. But it also just suffered from lack of games. It is what it is. 3DS, 3DS carried Nintendo through that generation. And a little bit towards this one, at the start of this one. And they had to discontinue it because the Switch is what everybody's been saying they should do for a long time. And they accomplished on that goal. A fucking home console that you can also make mobile. 3DS served its purpose, and I guess I won't spit on its grave, but I will say I won't read the eulogy either.
I will kick dirt onto it. Fuck the 3DS. I still blame the 3DS version of Smash 4 for the reason why that game was not what it could have been.
Bro, I forgot about that. Ugh. I forgot. Well, I guess we should wrap it up here.
Yeah. You guys got anything else you really want to bring up?
I think that might be it. Felix, you wanna?
The 3DS was my last thing, so
maybe we will have a video of us playing the Call of Duty beta or something.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good.
Depends on if I'm winning or not. I don't want to expose my my bad plan, bad KD.
Yeah, well, I guess until next time, this has been the Otaku Clubhouse podcast. And remember, I had an idiom, but I forgot it. See you next.
Well.